My name is Jamie O'Connell. I'm 36 years old. 5 years ago, my apartment burned down. My son Liam was 4. We showed up at my parents' house with one suitcase and the clothes on our backs. My father looked at me through the screen door and said, $200 a night for both of you, cash, or call 211, they have shelters. My mother stood behind him and said nothing. I turned around. I slept in my Honda Civic for 4 nights with a scared little boy who still had a burn scar on his right hand. They don't know that I recorded that conversation. 47 seconds on my phone. And they really don't know what happened when my mother showed up at my door last month, crying, and asked me for something I can never take back. That's when I realized exactly how much a person is worth to their own family. Let me back up. September 2020, I was 31, single mom, pharmacy technician at the Walgreens on Division Street in Spokane, Washington. Morning shift, 7 to 3, $2,800 a month before taxes, $8,000 in credit card debt. Liam was 4 years old. Preschool at Little Explorers, dinosaurs, Lego, chicken nuggets for dinner 3 nights a week. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment at the Pines, $875 a month. Old building, but clean. Liam had the bedroom. I slept on the couch. It was fine. We were fine. My parents lived 15 minutes away. Same city, different world. My father, Dennis, was 66, retired from the post office. My mother, Carol, was 63. They had a house on Maple Street. 4 bedrooms, 2-car garage, lawn service every other week. The kind of house where everything matched. I hadn't been there in 6 months. The last time I saw them was Easter. My sister Natalie invited me. I said no. She texted me the next day. "Mom's disappointed you didn't come." I didn't reply. Natalie was 36, 5 years older than me, married, big house in South Hill, Lexus in the driveway, husband named Brian who sold medical equipment, no kids. She had time for yoga and brunch and redecorating. I had Liam. That was the difference. I got pregnant at 26, wasn't planned. The father left before I could tell him. I decided to keep the baby. My father didn't speak to me for 6 months. When Liam was born, he came to the hospital, looked at Liam through the glass, said 4 words. "I hope you know what you're doing." That was it. My mother cried. But she didn't argue with him. She never did. I learned early. In their house, his word was law. And his law was simple. You follow the plan, or you're on your own. I didn't follow the plan. So I was on my own. One night in August, 3 weeks before the fire, Liam asked me a question. We were folding laundry. He was playing with his toy T-Rex. "Mom, why don't we visit Grandma and Grandpa?" I stopped folding. "Grandpa and Grandma are very busy, buddy." "But Auntie Natalie visits them every week." I didn't know what to say. "Did I do something bad?" he asked. I knelt down, looked at him. "No, baby, you didn't do anything wrong." "Then why doesn't Grandpa like us?" I took a breath. Grandpa has rules. And sometimes grown-ups don't agree on rules." "What rules?" "It's complicated." He went back to his T-Rex. I went back to folding. That night, I texted Natalie. "Does Dad ever ask about Liam?" She read it. Didn't reply for 3 days. Then, "He's stubborn, Jamie. You know that." I deleted the text. I deleted her number a week later. September 15th, 2:17 in the morning. I woke up to the smoke alarm screaming. The smell hit me first. Burning plastic, electrical, wrong. I jumped off the couch, ran to Liam's room, opened the door. Smoke poured in from the hallway. Thick, black. I couldn't see 3 feet in front of me. "Liam, wake up! We have to go!" He was still asleep. I grabbed him. He was heavy. 4 years old, 40 pounds. I looked for shoes, couldn't find them. No time. We ran for the door. "I want Mr. Dino!" he screamed. Mr. Dino was his stuffed dinosaur, on the bed. "No time, baby!" He twisted in my arms, broke free, ran back into his room. "Liam, no!" I heard him scream. I ran after him. He was at the door, hand on the metal doorknob. The doorknob was hot. His palm touched it. He pulled back, screamed. The skin on his right hand was red, blistering, peeling. I grabbed him, ran, down the hallway, down the stairs, out the emergency exit, cold air. September night. 45 degrees. I set him down in the parking lot. His hand was already swelling, blood under the skin. He was crying so hard he couldn't breathe. A paramedic ran over. "Let me see." She looked at his hand. "Second-degree burn. We need to take him to the ER. I looked back at the building. The fourth floor was fully engulfed. Flames coming out the windows. Fire trucks everywhere. People standing in the parking lot in their pajamas. Everything I owned was inside that building. Everything. At the ER, they bandaged Liam's hand, gave him pain meds, antibiotics, a prescription for burn cream. The bill came to $18.50. Insurance covered $1,200. I owed $650. I put it on my credit card. My debt went from $8,000 to $86.50. Liam fell asleep in the ER waiting room. I sat next to him. 4:15 in the morning. I opened my phone, texted my friend Emily. "My apartment burned down. Liam is okay, we have nowhere to go." She replied in 2 minutes. "OMG, come to my place. I'll leave the key under the mat." I started crying, not because of the fire, not because of Liam's hand, because someone said yes. I sat there in that plastic chair and made a list in my head. Lost, laptop birth certificates, Liam's baby photos, my wedding album from my marriage that lasted 11 months, clothes, furniture, dishes. Every toy Liam owned, Mr. Dino. I didn't have renter's insurance. I'd canceled it 4 months earlier to save $45 a month, $45. At 5:30 a.m., I got an email from the Red Cross. Emergency assistance available. They could give me a hotel voucher for 2 nights, $89 a night, and a $50 Visa gift card for essentials. I replied yes. 2 nights. Then what? The Red Cross put us in a Quality Inn on East Sprague. 2 nights. Small room, clean, double bed. Liam slept immediately. I didn't sleep at all. I Googled what to do after apartment fire. Every website said the same thing. Call your renter's insurance. I didn't have renter's insurance. I called the building management company. They said the fire started on the 4th floor. Neighbor left a stove on, not my fault, but they couldn't let anyone back in. Building was too damaged. I asked about my security deposit. We'll process that in 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. I had $63 in my checking account. The next morning, I took Liam to Target, bought him 3 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, underwear, socks, $120. Bought myself 2 outfits from the thrift store on Division, $80. Bought toiletries, $45. Credit card debt, $91.05. That afternoon, Emily called. "Hey, I hate to do this, but I have to go out of town for work next week. My sister's staying at my place. She's not great with kids." "How long?" "A week." "I'm really sorry." A week. I had 2 nights at the motel, then 7 nights at Emily's, then nothing. I called the apartment building's insurance company, Allstate. "We're investigating the fire. Origin is under review. Your neighbor is liable, but we need to determine fault. This could take 4 to 6 weeks. I need money now. I have nowhere to live." "I understand, ma'am. We can approve an immediate hardship payout of $500. $500. When will I get it?" 7 to 10 business days. I hung up. I sat on the motel bed. Liam was watching cartoons. His hand was wrapped in gauze. He kept touching it. "Does it hurt?" I asked. "Yeah." "I'll get you more medicine." He looked at me. "Mom, when can we go home?" I didn't answer, because I didn't have an answer. 2 days later, Emily picked us up, drove us to her apartment on Garland Avenue, 2 bedrooms. She gave us the couch and a sleeping bag. Stay as long as you need. But she'd already told me. 1 week. I worked 4-hour shifts at Walgreens. My coworker Brenda watched Liam. She didn't ask questions. Just said, "You okay, Jamie? You look rough." I said I was fine. I wasn't fine. 1 week at Emily's turned into 1 week period. Her sister showed up, looked at Liam, looked at me, said nothing. Emily pulled me aside. "I'm so sorry. She doesn't do well with kids." "It's okay. I understand." I didn't understand, but I said it anyway. That night, I sat in Emily's bathroom, Googled Emergency Housing Spokane, Washington. Results: Union Gospel Mission, homeless shelter, family room available, first come first served. 211 hotline, social services referral. Motel vouchers, limited availability, must qualify. I stared at the screen. 211. I wrote it down. The next morning, I called my mother. I hadn't called her in 6 months. She answered on the 4th ring. "Jamie?" "Mom, my apartment burned down. Liam and I are okay, but we need a place to stay, just for a few weeks, until the insurance comes through." Silence. "Mom? Let me talk to your father." "Mom, please, it's just a few weeks. I'll call you back." She didn't call back. I called again, no answer. I texted, "Mom, please, we have nowhere to go." She read it, didn't reply. I texted Natalie, "Can you talk to Mom and Dad? I need help." She read it, didn't reply. I sat in my car in Emily's driveway. Liam was inside watching TV. I rested my forehead on the steering wheel. I had 3 options. 1. Call 211. Get a list of shelters. 2. Sleep in my car. 3. Go to my parents' house and beg. I chose 3. Sunday morning, September 27th, 10:15 a.m. I drove to my parents' house on Maple Street. White house, 2-car garage, perfectly trimmed lawn. Natalie's Lexus was in the driveway. I parked on the street. Liam was in his car seat, hands still bandaged. "Are we staying here?" he asked. "I hope so, baby." I carried him up to the front door, knocked. Through the window, I could see them, Natalie, her husband Brian, my parents, sitting at the dining table, eating brunch. I could smell the bacon. My mother opened the door. She looked at me, looked at Liam, looked at the suitcase in my hand. "Jamie, you should have called first." "I did call. You didn't answer." My father appeared behind her, napkin in his hand. "What's this about?" "Dad, my apartment burned down. Liam and I need a place to stay. Just a few weeks." He looked at me. "A few weeks? Maybe 3, 4 at most. I'm waiting on the insurance." He stepped onto the porch, closed the door behind him. "Jamie, your mother and I are not running a homeless shelter." I stared at him. "I'm not asking for a shelter. I'm asking to stay with my parents. If you want to stay here, it's $200 a night. For both of you. Cash." I felt like I'd been punched. $200? Dad, I just lost everything. "That's the rate. I don't have $200. "Then I suggest you call 211. They have programs for people in your situation." "People in my situation? I'm your daughter. You're also an adult. Adults pay rent." Liam was shivering. It was cold. He looked up at my father. "Grandpa, I'm cold." My father didn't look at him. My mother opened the door, stood behind my father. "Larry." "Carol, we talked about this. She's our daughter. And she made her choices." I felt my phone in my pocket. I'd been holding it, trying to find my car keys. The voice memo app was on. Recording. I didn't turn it off. "What choices?" I said. "Getting pregnant? Keeping my son? Those choices?" "You know what I mean." "No, tell me. What did I do to deserve this?" He looked at me for 5 seconds. 200 a night. Or call 211. I looked at my mother. She looked away. I looked at the window. Natalie was watching. She turned her head. I picked up Liam, picked up the suitcase. I walked back to my car. My father called after me. Jamie, you're making a mistake. I didn't turn around. No, Dad, you are. I put Liam in his car seat, got in, started the engine. Liam looked at the house. Mom, aren't we going inside? No, baby, we're going somewhere else. Where? I don't know yet. I pulled out my phone, stopped the recording. 47 seconds. I saved it. Drove away. 2 hours later, I got a text from Natalie. Jamie, I'm sorry about what happened this morning. Dad's just... He's stubborn. You know that. Look, I can lend you $500 for a motel if you need it, but don't push him. It'll only make things worse. I read it, blocked her number, deleted the text. Night 1. Walmart parking lot on North Division. I parked in the back corner, away from the lights. Liam asked where we were sleeping. In the car tonight, like camping. But we don't have a tent. We don't need one, we have the car. I bought McDonald's. $8.50. Happy Meal for Liam, McChicken for me. I ate half. Saved the rest for breakfast. Liam fell asleep in his car seat at 9 p.m. I sat in the driver's seat, tried to recline, couldn't get comfortable. My back hurt. It was cold. 45 degrees outside. I turned on the heat for 10 minutes every hour. Didn't want to run out of gas. The lights from the Walmart parking lot were bright. I could see people coming and going, carts rolling, cars pulling in and out. I checked my bank account, $54.50. I didn't sleep. At 3 a.m., Liam woke up. Mom, I'm scared. I'm right here, baby. When can we go home? I didn't answer. At 6 a.m., a security guard knocked on my window. Ma'am, you can't sleep here overnight. I'm sorry, we're leaving now. I started the car. Drove to Planet Fitness. Parked there instead. Night 2, Planet Fitness parking lot. I took Liam inside at 9 p.m. Used the bathroom. Washed our faces. Changed his bandage. The gauze was dirty. Blood had seeped through. I didn't have new bandages. I used paper towels and tape. His hand looked worse, red around the edges, swollen. We ate McDonald's again. 7.80. I had 46.70 left. Liam coughed that night. I was afraid he was getting sick. I turned the heat on more. The gas gauge dropped to a quarter tank. At midnight, Liam asked, "Why can't we stay at Grandma's house?" I didn't answer right away. Grandma's house is full right now. Full of what? Just full. He went back to sleep. I looked at his hand in the dim light from the street lamp. It was getting infected. Night 3. Gas station on East Sprague. I filled the tank. $20. $26.70 left. I bought a sandwich at the gas station for breakfast. $4.50. $22.20 left. I worked a 4-hour shift at Walgreens. Made $56 gross. $45 net after taxes. Brenda asked if I was okay. I'm fine. I wasn't fine. That afternoon, Liam had a fever, 99.8. His hand was worse. Pus was coming out. I drove him to urgent care, Concentra on North Division. The doctor looked at his hand. This is infected. He needs antibiotics, oral and topical. The bill came to $340. I didn't have $340. I put it on my credit card. Debt? $94.45. Liam cried the whole way back to the car. His hand hurt. He was scared. I held him in the parking lot, sang "You Are My Sunshine" 10 times. That night, we parked at a 7-Eleven. Liam looked at me. Mom, are we homeless? I stopped. I didn't know what to say. No, baby. We're not homeless. We're camping. Like an adventure. I don't like this adventure. I know, but it's almost over. Tomorrow we're going to a new place. Where? You'll see. He went to sleep. I sat in the driver's seat. I thought about my father's voice. 200 a night, or call 211. I thought about Natalie's text. I can lend you $500. I thought about my mother. Silent. Always silent. Night 4. Wednesday, September 30th. The insurance company finally sent the $500. I booked 3 nights at Days Inn, 65 a night, 195 total. I had 305 left. We checked in Thursday morning. Liam saw the bed. A real bed! He jumped on it, laughed. I smiled for the first time in 4 days. But I knew. 3 nights. Then we'd be back in the car. Unless I figured something else out. Week 7. November 11th. The insurance payout finally came through. $15,000. I sat in my car in the Walgreens parking lot. Looked at my phone. The notification from my bank. Deposit. $15,000. I cried. Not because I was happy, because I'd survived. I used the money immediately. First month's rent and deposit on a new apartment. $1,900. 2-bedroom in Hilliard. $950 a month. Not great. But it was ours. Furniture from Craigslist and the thrift store. $800. Clothes for Liam and me. $300. Paid down the credit card. $5,000. Still owed $44.45. Emergency savings. $6,000. The rest went to groceries and bills. We moved in the day before Thanksgiving. Liam ran through the empty apartment. Is this home now? Yes, baby, this is home. That night, I blocked my father's number, blocked my mother's number. Didn't call them for Christmas. Didn't call them for New Year's. In January, Natalie texted from a new number. Mom wants to know if you're okay. I replied, tell her I'm fine. She wrote back, can we talk? I didn't answer. Blocked the new number. In March, my mother sent a birthday card for Liam. He turned 5. Inside was a $50 bill and a note. We miss you. I gave Liam the $50, put it in his piggy bank, threw the card away. In June, I unfriended my parents on Facebook, unfriended Natalie, blocked all of them. My coworker asked me how my family was. I said, I don't have one. The next 3 years were quiet. I got my pharmacy technician certification in December 2021, passed the exam on the first try. My pay went up to $3,100 a month. In March 2022, I got promoted to lead pharmacy tech, $3,600 a month. I worked every extra shift I could, saved every dollar. In August 2023, I made the last payment on my credit card, $44.45. Paid in full. I had $12,000 in savings. I bought a used Honda CR-V. 23,000 miles. $18,000. Paid cash. Liam was 7, 2nd grade. Still loved dinosaurs. Still asked about his grandparents sometimes. Do I have a grandma and grandpa? You do, but we don't see them. Why? It's complicated. Maybe when you're older. He stopped asking. By 2025, I was a senior pharmacy tech. $38.50 a month. Savings, $18,500. Liam was 9. 4th grade, smart kid, kind kid, happy kid. We had a small apartment, a reliable car, enough food, enough money. We were okay, more than okay. I didn't think about my parents anymore. I didn't think about Natalie. I didn't think about that night, the 47-second recording, the 4 nights in the car. I'd moved on. Or so I thought. Wednesday, September 18th, 2025, 6:45 p.m. I was making dinner. Spaghetti. Liam was doing homework at the kitchen table. The doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone. I opened the door. My mother stood there. I hadn't seen her in 5 years. She looked older, thinner, gray hair, sunken eyes. Jamie. I didn't move. Mom. She started crying. Jamie, I'm so sorry to come here like this. I didn't know what else to do. What do you want? It's your father. He had a stroke 2 weeks ago. He's in the hospital. He's dying, Jamie. I stood there. Didn't say anything. Jamie, please, he needs help. He needs a kidney transplant and you're the only match. I felt my chest tighten. How did you get my address? She looked confused. Natalie found it. Online. Jamie, please. He's in bad shape. The doctor said he has 6 to 8 weeks to find a donor. After that, he goes on the national waiting list, and he won't survive that long. I looked past her, saw Liam standing in the hallway, watching. Mom, who is it? My mother's eyes went to Liam. She gasped. Liam, you're so big now. Liam didn't say anything. I turned to him. Go to your room, buddy. I'll be there in a minute. He left. I looked back at my mother. You need to leave. Jamie, please. I said leave. He's your father. And I'm his daughter. That didn't seem to matter 5 years ago. She flinched. He made a mistake. He knows that. He wants to make things right. I laughed. It wasn't a happy laugh. Make things right by asking me to give him my kidney. He's dying. So? She stared at me. Jamie? He charged me $200 a night to sleep in his house. He told me to call 211. He watched me walk back to my car with his grandson. His 4-year-old grandson who had a burn on his hand. And now he wants my kidney? He's changed. He regrets what he did. Does he? Yes, he talks about you all the time. He feels terrible. Then he can tell me himself. If you come to the hospital, he will. He'll apologize. He'll tell you everything. I'm not going to the hospital. Jamie, please. If you don't help him, I'll never forgive you. I stepped back. Get in line. I closed the door. She stood there for a moment. I could hear her crying through the door. Then she left. I went to Liam's room. He was sitting on his bed. Mom, who was that? No one important. That night, I didn't sleep. The next morning, I woke up to 8 missed calls from my mother. I didn't answer. At noon, she left a voicemail. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I listened. Jamie, it's Mom. Please pick up. I know you're angry. I know we hurt you. But your father is dying. The doctor said he has 6 to 8 weeks to find a donor. After that, he goes on the national list and he won't survive that long. Please. Just come to the hospital. Talk to the doctors. Hear what they have to say. I'm not asking you to decide now. Just listen. Please, Jamie. He's your father. Room 3120, Providence Sacred Heart. I'll be here all day. I deleted the voicemail, but I couldn't stop thinking about the number. 6 to 8 weeks. 5 years ago, I had 4 nights. He gave me 47 seconds. I Googled, kidney transplant living donor cost. The results made my stomach drop. $85,000 to $115,000 for the donor's medical expenses, if insurance doesn't cover it. I called Providence Sacred Heart, asked to speak to the transplant coordinator. This is Jennifer. How can I help you? I'm calling about a family member who needs a kidney transplant. I'm trying to understand the costs for the donor. Okay, so for a living kidney donation, the recipient's insurance typically covers the recipient's surgery and hospital stay. However, the donor's expenses, pre-op testing, surgery, recovery, follow-up care, are billed separately. If the donor's insurance doesn't cover those costs, the donor is responsible. How much are we talking? Approximately $85,000, sometimes more depending on complications. My heart was pounding. And if the donor can't pay? Then the family usually covers it, or the donor arranges payment plans, loans, crowdfunding. So the donor pays to give away an organ. She paused. It's complicated. But yes, in many cases, the donor bears significant financial burden. I hung up $85,000 for him. That afternoon, I called my mother. Mom, I looked into the transplant process. You did? Does that mean? It means I know it costs $85,000 for me, not for him. For me. Silence. I didn't know it was that much. Yes, you did. Who's paying? You? Dad? Natalie? We'll figure it out. After you donate, we'll pay you back. How? With what money? We'll sell the house if we have to. Your house is worth what, 500,000? And you still have a mortgage, right? Her voice got harder. We'll manage. Put Natalie on the phone. She's not here. Then call her. Tell her to call me. If you want me to even consider this, I need to talk to Natalie. I hung up. Natalie didn't call. I searched for her on Facebook. Still blocked. I found her on LinkedIn. Natalie O'Connell Morrison, wellness entrepreneur. Spokane, Washington. Her profile picture showed her in front of a big house. New Lexus in the background. I called my friend Sarah. She worked at Wells Fargo, loan officer. Hey, random question. If someone took out a big loan or mortgage recently, is that public record? Depends. Mortgages are public in Washington if they're recorded with the county. Why? I think my parents refinanced. Can you check something for me? Sure. What's the address? I gave her the address, 1847 Maple Street. She came back 5 minutes later. Yeah, they refinanced in March 2022. Took out a home equity line of credit, $320,000. I couldn't breathe. $320,000? Yep, pretty big. Usually that's for major expenses, medical, education, business investment. Do you know what they used it for? Let me check. Okay, the co-borrower is Natalie O'Connell Morrison, and there's a note here. Business loan repayment. I hung up. Googled. Natalie O'Connell Wellness Business Spokane. Found an article. Spokesman Review, January 2023. Local yoga studio Namaste Wellness closes after 2 years. I sat down, wrote it out. March 2022. Parents take out $320,000 home equity loan. Natalie is co-borrower. Purpose? Business debt. January 2023. Natalie's yoga studio closes. 10 months later. November 2023. Natalie buys a new house. $650,000. Now. Parents owe $320,000. House worth $520,000. If they sell, they'd have $200,000 left. Not enough to pay me back and live. And Natalie's asking me to donate my kidney. And pay $85,000. To save the man who gave her $320,000. I called Natalie from a Google Voice number. She answered. Hello? It's Jamie. Silence. Jamie. Hi, You got $320,000 from Mom and Dad. She didn't say anything. March 2022. Home equity loan. Your yoga studio. It failed. And now they're $320,000 in debt, and you're asking me to give Dad my kidney. And pay $85,000 to do it. Do I have that right? Jamie, it's not. Do I have that right? It's complicated. No, it's simple. You bankrupted them, and now you want me to save him. I didn't bankrupt anyone. You took their retirement, you bought a $650,000 house, and you didn't offer a single dollar to help with the transplant. I don't have liquid cash right now. The house, the mortgage. Sell your Lexus. Jamie. Sell it, contribute, or don't ask me for anything. I hung up, blocked the number. Friday, September 20th. I took the day off work, went to see a lawyer. Melissa Grant, family law attorney. $200 for a consultation. Am I legally required to donate a kidney to my father? No, absolutely not. Living organ donation is 100% voluntary. No one can compel you. Not family, not courts, no one. What if they guilt me? That's emotional manipulation, not legal obligation. You have full autonomy over your body. Can I make it conditional, like they have to pay my medical expenses up front? Technically, yes. You can negotiate terms, but enforcing them is tricky unless it's in writing. I'd recommend a contract, notarized. How much are we talking? 85 to 100,000, maybe more. And if you need 6 months off work to recover, that's lost income. I felt sick. So I'd be paying to save his life. In a sense, yes. Unless your family covers it. I paid her. Left. That night, Liam and I were eating dinner. He looked at me. Mom, who was that lady who came to our door? I stopped eating. That was Grandma Carol. I have a grandma? You do, but we don't see her very often. Why not? It's complicated, buddy. Grown-up stuff. Is Grandpa sick? I looked at him. How did you know that? I heard you talking on the phone. You said kidney. I put my fork down. Yeah, Grandpa is sick. His kidneys aren't working. Are you going to help him? I don't know yet. Why not? If he's sick, you should help. It's not that simple. Why? Because Grandpa wasn't very nice to us when we needed help. He thought about it. When we slept in the car? I froze. You remember that? Yeah. You said we were camping. But we weren't, were we? I felt tears coming. No, baby. We weren't. Did Grandpa know we were in the car? Yes? And he didn't help? No. He looked at his plate. Then why should you help him? I couldn't answer. Saturday morning, September 21st, I sat at my laptop, made a spreadsheet. Savings, $18,500. If I donate, transplant costs, $85,000. If I borrow at 12% interest, $1,900 per month for 60 months. Total repayment, $114,000. Income, $3,850 per month after taxes. After rent and bills, $1,200 per month left. If I pay $1,900 per month, I'd be negative $700 per month. I'd burn through my savings in 26 months. Liam's college fund, $0. I closed the laptop, opened the voice memo app on my phone, found the file. Dad _ sept 27th _ 2020.m4a. 47 seconds. I pressed play. My father's voice. $200 a night, Jamie. Cash up front. Or call 211. They have shelters. It's not my job to bail you out every time you make a bad decision. My voice. Shaking. I'm not asking you to bail me out. I'm asking you to let your daughter and grandson sleep on your couch. My couch, my house, my rules, my mother's voice. Faint. Larry, please. Carol, go inside. I turned it off, opened a new email. To carol.o'connell47@gmail.com. Subject, Dad's transplant. My conditions. Date, Saturday, September 21st, 2025, 10:32 a.m. Mom, I've thought about this for 3 days. I've talked to a lawyer. I've run the numbers. I've listened to the recording of what Dad said to me 5 years ago. I will donate my kidney, but not unconditionally. Here are my terms. All 5 must be met, in writing, notarized, before I schedule pre-op. Dad apologizes to Liam on video. Not to me, to Liam. For turning us away when Liam was 4 years old and injured. The apology must be specific and sincere. You and Dad sign a promissory note, $85,000, 0% interest, repayment of $1,500 per month for 60 months. If you default, the balance accelerates and I take a lien on the house. Natalie contributes $20,000 up front. She can sell her Lexus if needed. She benefited from your $320,000 bailout. She contributes now. Family therapy, 6 sessions minimum after Dad recovers, all 4 of us, non-negotiable. Boundary clause. If Dad or anyone in the family verbally abuses me during my recovery, I leave immediately and the promissory note accelerates to full payment within 30 days. Send me signed, notarized documents by Monday, September 23rd, 5 p.m. If I don't receive them, my answer is no. Jamie. I read it 3 times. My hand was shaking. I pressed send. 10:32 a.m. I closed the laptop, sat there, waited. My mother saw the email at 10:47 a.m. Didn't reply. Sunday morning, September 22nd. I woke up at 8. Checked my email. Nothing from my mother. I made breakfast for Liam. Took him to the park, turned off my phone. I needed quiet. We played on the swings, the slide. He laughed. I tried not to think about the email. We had lunch at the park. Sandwiches. Liam asked if I was okay. I said yes. We went home at 1 p.m. Liam watched TV. I went to my room, turned my phone back on. 3 p.m. 13 missed calls, 7 voicemails, 4 emails. My heart started racing. I opened the first email. From my mother, sent at 11:15 a.m. Please come to the hospital. Jamie, your father wants to talk to you. He's very weak, but he asked for you this morning. He said your name 3 times. Jamie. 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 Please come to the hospital. Room 3120. I'm begging you. He doesn't have much time. Mom, timestamp 11:15 a.m. It was now 3 p.m. 4 hours ago. I scrolled down. Second email. From my mother. Sent at 1:45 p.m. He's gone. I couldn't breathe. I called my mother. She answered, crying. I could hear Natalie in the background. Mom, who is it? It's Jamie. Natalie grabbed the phone. Jamie, are you serious? You're calling now? What happened? The email said, he died, Jamie. Dad died this morning. At 6:18 a.m. cardiac arrest. We were with him. You weren't. I didn't see the email until just now. You were what? Too busy? Too proud? Mom sent you an email 4 hours before he died. She begged you to come, and you didn't. I had my phone off. I was with Liam. I didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't care. You made your conditions. You sent your demands. And while you were playing in the park, he was dying. My mother took the phone back. Jamie, he asked for you. He said your name 3 times. I told him you were coming. I lied to him. I didn't want him to die thinking you hated him. I didn't hate him. Then why didn't you come? I didn't see the email, Mom. I didn't know. It doesn't matter now. He's gone. Natalie took the phone again. You know what his last words were? Tell Jamie I'm sorry. That's what he said. Tell Jamie I'm sorry. And you weren't there to hear it. She hung up. I stood there, phone in my hand. Liam came into the room. Mom, what's wrong? I couldn't speak. He hugged me. Mom, you're scaring me. Grandpa died this morning. The one who was sick? Yes. Did you help him? I started crying. I tried. I was going to, but it was too late. It's okay, Mom. You tried. I held him, cried into his hair. That night, after he went to sleep, I sat on the couch, thought about the email. 11:15 a.m. I saw it at 3 p.m. He died at 6:18 a.m. Even if I'd seen it at 11:15, he would have already been dead for 5 hours. But I didn't know that then. All I knew was, I wasn't there. I keep thinking, what if I'd seen the email at 11:15? What if I hadn't turned off my phone? What if I'd just gone to the hospital on Wednesday? Would he still be alive? Would I have heard him say he's sorry? I'll never know. And that's the part that's killing me. The next morning, I got an email from a lawyer, Henry Caldwell. Funeral service scheduled for Thursday, September 26th, 10 a.m., Hennessy Valley Funeral Home. Family requests your presence. I called the hospital, asked to speak to Dr. Patel, the doctor who'd been treating my father. Your father suffered cardiac arrest secondary to acute kidney failure and sepsis. His body was under extreme stress. Even if we'd found a donor in time, his chance of surviving the transplant surgery was less than 40%. So even if I'd donated, he might not have made it? Correct. His condition was very grave. I'm sorry for your loss. I hung up. 40%. Less than half. It didn't make me feel better, because I still didn't know. Thursday, September 26th, 9:45 a.m. I drove to Hennessy Valley Funeral Home. Liam sat next to me. He was wearing a little vest I'd bought him the day before. Do I have to go inside? No, buddy. You can stay in the car if you want. I want to come with you. You sure? Yeah. You shouldn't be alone. I felt tears coming. Okay? We walked in together. The room was full. Maybe 40 people. My mother sat in the front row, eyes swollen. Natalie next to her. Black dress, red eyes. Natalie saw me, stood up, walked out to the hallway. I followed. I didn't think you'd come. He was my father, too. Was he? Because for 5 years, you acted like he didn't exist. He acted like I didn't exist first. Oh, here we go. Poor Jamie. Dad was mean to me. You know what, Jamie? Dad made mistakes. He admitted it. He wanted to make things right. And he asked you to bail out your business with $320,000 of their retirement. Did he make that mistake too? She went pale. How do you... Public records. You bankrupted them, Natalie. And then you asked me to give up my kidney and $85,000. Do you see the irony? That's different. How? I was going to pay them back. With what? Your yoga studio failed. You don't know anything about my life. I know you bought a $650,000 house 10 months after your business closed. I know you drive a Lexus. I know Mom and Dad are $320,000 in debt because of you. And I know you didn't offer a single dollar to help pay for the transplant. She started crying. He asked for you. At the end, he said, "Tell Jamie I'm sorry." But you didn't come. So don't you dare stand here and act like you're the victim. You're right, I didn't come, and I'll have to live with that, but you'll have to live with knowing you took everything from them and gave nothing back. I walked back into the service. Natalie stayed outside. After the service, my mother came up to me, handed me a white envelope. Jamie, I need to give you this. Your father wrote it last Friday, the day before you sent your email. He wanted me to give it to you after. I looked at the envelope. My name. Handwritten, shaky letters. I opened it. 1 page. Blue ink. Cursive. Jamie, I know I don't deserve your kidney. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. That night in 2020, I told myself I was teaching you responsibility. The truth is, I was punishing you for not living the life I wanted for you. I wanted you to go to college, to marry someone stable, to have a career I could brag about. When you got pregnant and kept the baby, I saw it as failure. Your failure. My failure as a father. I was wrong. You didn't fail. I did. I failed you when you needed me most. I charged you money because I wanted you to feel what I felt. Disappointed, angry, powerless. But you didn't break. You survived. You rebuilt. You became the kind of mother I should have been as a father. If you're reading this, it means I didn't make it. That's okay. I've made peace with that. But I need you to know, you were always the strongest one. Stronger than Natalie. Stronger than me. I'm sorry I made you prove it the hard way. Dad. I folded the letter, put it in my pocket, didn't cry. My mother looked at me. Do you forgive him? I don't know yet. 2 weeks later. Wednesday, October 9th. I got an email from Henry Caldwell. Will reading scheduled for Friday, October 11th, 2 p.m. I went. Small conference room, my mother, Natalie, Natalie's husband Brian, Henry. He opened the will. Dated July 18th, 2024. 2 months before my father's stroke. Henry read it out loud. I, Dennis Michael O'Connell, being of sound mind, do hereby distribute my estate as follows. 1. Life insurance policy, $180,000 total, to be divided equally between my daughters, Jamie O'Connell and Natalie O'Connell Morrison. Each receives $90,000. 2. Primary residence, 1847 Maple Street, Spokane, Washington, to be transferred to my wife, Carol Ann O'Connell, with all existing liens and mortgages. 3. Retirement account, 401k, $85,000 balance, to be transferred to my wife, Carol Ann O'Connell. 4. Personal effects to be divided as family sees fit. Natalie looked shocked. Wait, Jamie gets 90,000? Yes. But I thought I was the primary beneficiary. You were. In the previous will dated 2018, Mr. O'Connell updated this will in July of this year. Why? Henry pulled out a handwritten note, attached to the will. For Jamie. This is for Liam's future, and for the nights I made you sleep in your car. I can't undo what I did, but I can give you this. Dad. Natalie stood up, walked out, didn't say anything. I left the office. Natalie was standing by her car, crying. You got what you wanted, didn't you? He felt guilty, so he gave you money. Congratulations, Jamie. You won. Won? You think this is winning? $90,000. That's a lot of guilt money. I didn't want his money, Natalie. I wanted him to say he's sorry while he was still alive. I wanted him to look me in the eye and admit what he did was wrong, but he died before I got that. So no, I didn't win. Neither of us did. You're so self-righteous. And you're entitled. $320,000, Natalie. They gave you everything, and it still wasn't enough. Go to hell, Jamie. I've already been there. It's called sleeping in a car with a 4-year-old. She got in her car, drove away. My mother came outside. Jamie, can we talk? I stopped. I know you're angry. I know I should have stood up for you that day. I should have told your father no. I should have let you stay. Why didn't you? Because I was afraid. Your father, he had very strong opinions, and I didn't know how to say no to him. You were my mother. You were supposed to protect me. She started crying. I know, and I failed you. I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm so sorry. I looked at her, didn't hug her, didn't forgive her, just said, I know. I got in my car, drove home. That night I checked my bank account. Deposit $90,000. I stared at the number. Didn't feel happy. Didn't feel anything. 6 weeks later, November 15th. My mother called. Jamie, I need to talk to you about something. What is it? I'm struggling with the house. The mortgage is $2,100 a month. My Social Security is $1,850. I'm $3,000 behind. What about Natalie? She said she can't help. Her mortgage is too high. I almost laughed. Of course she did. Jamie, I don't know what to do. The bank sent me a notice. If I don't catch up by January, they'll start foreclosure. So sell the house. I can't. I owe $320. It's worth $520. After realtor fees and closing costs, I'd walk away with maybe $180. That's not enough to buy anything else. Then what do you want from me? She started crying. Can you help me? Just $500 a month. I know I don't deserve it. I know I failed you, but I'm asking anyway. Let me think about it. I hung up. That night, I talked to Liam. Grandma Carol called. She needs money. He looked at me. Are you going to give her money? I don't know. What do you think I should do? Is she the one who didn't help us? Yes. Then why should you help her? Because she's still my mom, and because I don't want to be like them. What does that mean? It means sometimes you help people, even when they don't deserve it. But you do it with boundaries. You do it in a way that protects yourself. He thought about it. Okay. I opened my laptop, wrote an email to carol.o'connell47@gmail.com. Subject, help with house. Date, November 16th, 2025. Mom, I'll help you. But not unconditionally. Here are my terms. I'll pay $500 per month for 24 months. Total, $12,000. After that, you're on your own. Natalie must contribute $300 per month. If she refuses, I stop paying immediately. You and I attend family therapy. 12 sessions minimum. Topic: Why you stayed silent in 2020. Boundary clause: You cannot say your father would have wanted, or you owe us. If you do, I stop payments. If you agree, sign the attached document and return it by Friday. Jamie. I attached a contract. 1 page, 4 terms, signature line, sent it. 3 hours later, she replied, I'll sign. Thank you, Jamie. Natalie replied, she was CC'd. You're unbelievable, Jamie. This is extortion. I replied to all, No, Natalie. This is a boundary. Learn the difference. Friday, November 22nd. We met at a notary public on Monroe Street. My mother arrived first. Natalie came 20 minutes late, looked angry. The notary read the contract out loud. My mother signed. Natalie signed. Didn't look at me, I signed last. The notary stamped it. Official. I wrote a check for $500, handed it to my mother. First month. Don't spend it on Natalie. She started crying. Thank you, Jamie. Don't thank me. This isn't forgiveness. This is a business arrangement. Natalie stood up. You're so cold, Jamie. You know that? So fucking cold. I didn't look at her. I learned from the best. She walked out. I went home. Blocked Natalie's number. Blocked her email. Blocked her on every platform. Done. Tuesday, November 26th. First therapy session. Dr. Laura Bennett. Family therapist. My mother and I sat across from each other. Dr. Bennett looked at my mother. Carol, why don't you start? Why do you think Jamie asked you to come here? My mother cried. Because I failed her. I stood there and let my husband turn her away. I didn't fight for her. I didn't protect her. Dr. Bennett looked at me. Jamie, is that accurate? Yes. What do you need from your mother? I need her to admit that she chose comfort over me. She chose not rocking the boat over protecting her daughter and grandson. I need her to own that. My mother sobbed. I do. I own it. I was weak. I was a coward. I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm so sorry. I didn't cry. I know you are. But sorry doesn't undo it. Sorry doesn't erase 4 nights in a car. Sorry doesn't give Liam back the childhood he lost. The session lasted 50 minutes. My mother cried for 47 of them. I didn't cry at all. When we left, she asked me, will you ever forgive me? I don't know, but I'm here. That's more than you gave me. December 2025. I transferred the second payment, $500. Natalie transferred $300, begrudgingly. My mother texted, Thank you, Jamie. You're saving me. I didn't reply. Liam asked me if I was okay. I said yes. What changed? I learned that I don't owe anyone anything, not even family. And that's the most powerful lesson I've ever learned. People ask me if I regret not going to the hospital that Sunday morning, if I regret not seeing my father before he died, if I regret setting conditions instead of just saying yes. The truth is, I don't know. Maybe if I'd gone, he would have said he's sorry to my face. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered. What I do know is this. I didn't owe him my kidney. I didn't owe him forgiveness. And I don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting myself. He left me $90,000. I'm using it to build the life he didn't think I could have. I'm putting it toward Liam's college fund. I'm putting it toward a future where my son never has to sleep in a car, where he never has to choose between his dignity and his survival. That's the best revenge. So here's my question for you. What would you have done? If your family turned you away when you had nothing, and then asked you to give up a piece of yourself when they needed everything, would you say yes? Would you set conditions? Or would you walk away? Leave a comment. Tell me. Because I'm still figuring out if I made the right choice. And maybe your answer will help me know. My name is Jamie O'Connell. I'm 36 years old. 5 years ago, my father charged me $200 a night to sleep in his house. 5 years later, he asked for my kidney. I said no. And I'm still standing.